it is really holding you back from showing up in a way that is authentically you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be if you're a soulful entrepreneur who is ready to manifest an expansive business and life that includes that time, space, energetic, and financial freedom. I'm your host, Minerva Maharaj. I'm a certified spiritual coach, manifesting master, and founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching and Starseed Academy Coach Training. I'm so grateful you are here, and I promise I'll be giving you the stories, the strategies, the tips to create that life your soul came here to experience. Thank you so much again for being here. Let's dive into this week's episode.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of Words of Wisdom. Today, what we're going to talk about is how to stop being your worst enemy. Now, this is a topic I'm very familiar with because I grew up my entire life beating myself up and beating myself before anyone else could beat me to the punch. And I feel like this is an important topic because if you are an entrepreneur, a professional woman, you are a doer, you are a dreamer, and you go after what you want. And one of those mannerisms and habits may be to be really hard on yourself, to overanalyze, to overthink, to go inward and do all of the inner work and do everything you can and take full responsibility for your life, full responsibility for your actions, for your results. And although that is a beautiful trait to have, sometimes can play as a detriment because that overdoing, overanalyzing, overthinking, over controlling of ourselves can actually be deteriorating you and your power inside. It is really holding you back from showing up in a way that is authentically you, in a way that could be actually more potent and effective. It's holding you back from who you are at the core, this powerful, infinite, feminine essence being, this being who can receive, who can do, who can manifest, who can create, and who can experience life to its fullest and receive the riches of life. And so I want us to go deeper into this topic today of how to stop being your worst enemy and start being your number one cheerleader, your number one supporter. And so I have 3 steps here for you on how to stop doing that. So, number 1, you need to catch yourself. Catch yourself when you're ruminating those thoughts, you're being really hard on yourself, you're all in your brain, you're all up in your head. And often for me, a sign of this is when I'm just obsessively thinking about something, or I literally could start getting like pressure in my head, like a headache. When I'm just overdoing it, my eyes start to hurt, my forehead is a little tight and there's tension, my jaw. So I'm a lot of tension up in the head area when we're overthinking, when we're overdoing, and when we're being overly critical with ourselves. Now, side note is not to say not to be self-aware. It's not to say stop working on yourself and stop doing the inner work. What I'm saying is it's a little out of balance right now where we're so far on the other end of the spectrum where we're like beating up on ourselves, being hard on ourselves, not being kind to ourselves, saying the worst things about ourselves, scaring ourselves, anticipating worst case scenarios, trying to prepare ourselves. These are all signs that you're not being loving and true to yourself. And so there's the head pressure, it's the way you talk to yourself, it's the obsessive thinking, it's the scary thoughts, it's worst case scenario thinking, it's the negative self-talk. It's also when someone says something positive to you or something happens that's great to you and you go, yeah, but. And to be honest, I caught myself doing this a few times this past month where some great things, we traveled, We went to Hawaii, and I'm like, yeah, but we had to do this. Yeah, but it wasn't long enough. And it's like, why do we do those things to ourselves? Why do we negate the good in our life? Why do we break ourselves down? Is it to make ourselves look better? And really actually what it is to match ourselves to other people's level. We're scared of being criticized and judged and mocked and shamed for the good we have. We feel like we have to downplay everything, who we are, what we have, what we've accomplished, and where we are in life to match other people's mediocrity. And not to say that everyone you talk to, everyone you're around is mediocre, but we just have this misconception that it's not safe to be grander and be bigger than we desire to be, than who we really are at the core. So we dim ourselves, we small ourselves, we lessen things to match and be appealing and pleasing to other people, right? As you know, I always go off on these tangents. So, number one is to catch yourself. Catch yourself when you're being hard on yourself, you're talking down to yourself, you're treating yourself very poorly, whether in the way you speak, the way you think, how you feel in your body. This can even be what you eat, how you treat your body. Do you drink excessively? Do you eat poorly? Do you not go to the gym or work out when you know you could be doing something that will better serve you? These are all habits of being really hard on ourselves and working against ourselves. So, how do you be hard on yourself? Catch yourself is the first step. Just bring awareness to that. And this will be a practice, a daily practice, and not just a one time thing. Okay, that's it. And then let me fix this and get over it. No, it's a daily thing. It's a constant thing, even throughout the day, not to add more work. This is not a work thing. This is an awareness, a lightening, a freeing moment for you every moment you catch yourself. So that's number one on how to stop being hard on yourself. Number two is decide if this is serving you and if you want to continue this. I know this sounds obvious, but you need to ask yourself this question. It's a simple yes or no question. So if you catch yourself talking down to yourself, scaring yourself, thinking the worst case scenarios, or even to other people too, you can notice the way you talk about other people is an indication of how you talk about yourself. So decide if this is the way you want to be, if this is how you want to continue. Is this serving you? Is this actually getting you to your next level in your business, in your financial goals, in your love life? Is the way that you're talking about yourself and treating yourself and feeling about yourself serving you? And by the way you feel is just an indicator of what you're thinking, okay? It's just a residual effect of your thoughts. So, however way you're feeling or thinking, that's not feeling good because it's not going to feel good to berate yourself and be shitty to yourself. You need to decide in that moment when you catch yourself, do I want to continue doing this? And when you even just ask a simple question, it's just a point in time that you get to choose, a conscious choosing moment. Otherwise, you continue the same way and yeah, have better intentions to be better to yourself, but you don't actually make a change after the awareness that has come up. So ask yourself, is this serving me? Do I want to continue doing this? Do I like how this feels? And when I catch myself going into scary thoughts, right away, that's also an indicator that your ego mind, your false self is in play. So it's not real. What you feel is not always real. It's not fact, is what I mean. So ask yourself, once you catch yourself, do I want to continue this way of being? Just a yes or no. That's step two. Okay. And if you want to continue, great. If you're like, I'm not ready to change this is serving me. No, you're going to have these moments as well. You're like, no, I'm going to continue. I'm going to mull over this. I'm going to figure this out. This feels comfortable. This is familiar. This has gotten me places before. And it has, but in the hard, forceful, trying, pressure draining way. It's going to expire sometime at some point, and you're going to be faced at some point to have to give this up completely in order to move on to the next level with the most ease, joy, and freedom. Okay. Because you can't create a more expansive, abundant, easeful life with these hard, trying ways of doing. Okay. It's just not going to serve you. It just doesn't line up vibrationally. So decide if this is serving you and if you want to continue this, yes or no. And then number three, if your answer is yes, then choose a different habit. Choose a different habit. So replace the old one with a new one, right? So now you have this awareness. Okay, I'm doing this. My ego mind is in play. Then I decide, okay, what do I want to do with this? And this puts you in the place of power, of like healthy power. You get to choose to listen to your ego mind or to choose your soul mind, your core essence, your true self, your inner being, whatever that is for you, your God given mind, the God within you, whatever it is. You now you get to choose from that place a different habit. So what will feel good and easy in this moment for you? I'll give you some offerings here. So, one thing I love doing is when I catch myself doing that, I send love to my past self because it's a past programming, it's past conditioning, is this past system that's running in the background. So I send love to that version of me, that part of me that feels like this was needed, that this feels safer, that this feels heavy, that part of me that loves that old. It's kind of like, you do something like an addiction. It is like an addiction. Like if you're like smoking or drinking or eating or something that gives you that high, it's that familiar feeling, that unhealthy high, right? So in that moment, I catch myself, I send love to that version of me, that past self who was yearning for safety and for pleasure and for love and for approval and for something familiar and comfortable, because we all deserve that, right? Until it's not healthy, then we need to choose a different way of health here. What's going to serve us and what's for the highest and best for yourself and for all. So choose to send love to yourself. So I send love to my past self, I send love to my present self, and I send love to my future self. And I also affirm that it is safe. It is safe to let this past self go. It is safe for me to be here now. I am safe now. And it's safe for me to love my future self. It's safe for me to become my future self. And the point is, it's about now. Like, how do you feel now? So you're bringing love into the moment now. You're bringing love towards yourself now. And by sending love to your past self, your present self, and your future self, you're stepping into the frequency of love now. And you could choose that at any time, at any moment. You don't have to do anything else, but choose it and feel it. Send love to the past self, future self, and your present self, and feel the feelings of love now. If you don't know how to do that for yourself, think about something else you love: cooking, going for a walk, the lake, your dog, your kid. Love is love. Just tune into the frequency of love and send that and feel that now for yourself. And the more you do that, then you're going to open up and allow yourself to receive your own love. Another way to do this is make a list of how things have worked out for you in an expected way and unexpected ways. Okay. So I know you may be saying, well, it's never worked out for me. It's a lie. Like, even though a lot of things may not have worked out for you, there's something and somewhere in your life where a lot of things worked out for you. One story for me, I thank God on multiple occasions for this. And I laugh now, but this was like in my early 20s. I was 23, 24. I'm 40 now. It feels like a lifetime ago. So I was with someone at the time. He had kids with multiple women, and my self-esteem was just so low. My standards were just so low that I felt like that was the best I can do. Now, this is no shade at people who have kids or been in previous relationships. It wasn't that. This just wasn't a healthy person. They were toxic, they were dysfunctional, and low self-esteem all over the place, and it just matched my level of low self-esteem at the time. So, but back then, I prayed and wished to God that this worked out. And I now pray and thank God that it didn't work out, that God knew better, source energy, higher power knew better than me and was watching over me and was guiding me and had my back. And the only reason it was painful is because I was resisting what was for the highest and best for me, which was leaving that relationship sooner, but it ended in him cheating and we were living together and it was a big mess. So the point is that, in my 40 years of life, this was a habit I continued despite manifesting so many great things in my business and life. And I had this story in my mind that things don't work out for me, that things are really hard for me. And yes, things have been really hard for me. I made it really hard, but I will talk about that in another episode. But the point is I wasn't seeing all the things that worked out for me, all the things that actually worked out and were easy for me. And so I want you to make a list for all those things because deep down at the core, the reason you're so hard on yourself is because you don't feel protected, you don't feel provided for, you don't feel like you're one of the chosen ones. You don't feel like the hand of God or higher power watching over you. And so you feel like you're missing something fundamentally or something's wrong with you fundamentally. So you have to work harder than everybody else. Did you hear that? You think you have to work harder than everyone else because you think there's something fundamentally wrong with you or missing within you. Okay? So I want you to go back and I want you to make a list. You can do all of these things or just one of these things, whatever just speaks to you. And make a list of all the times God watched over you and things worked out for you. And by the way, this is a spiritual manifestation podcast. And that's just who I am at the core. I believe in God. I believe in higher power. But whatever that word is for you, please bring that in here. It could be life, force, energy. It could be your intuition, it could be higher power. It can be source. It could be Allah, whatever it is. There's this one higher power and energy that has created all and lives within every living creature on this earth. Whatever that is for you, make a list of all the times things worked out for you. And I want you to really see when you, after this list is done, fill up the page and like, do not leave until this page is full and until your vibration has shifted to like, oh my God, like, look how loved I am. Look how I haven't been seeing this within myself. Look how lucky I am and how I'm not actually giving myself enough credit and God source energy enough credit for all the love there is within me and all around me. So make a list for that. You'll see how that shifts your energy, your vibration, your belief. And the last one you can do is make a list of all the things you have, overcame, and are today. So make a list of all the things you have, overcame, and are today, who you are today. Okay. And you will see just how abundant and beautiful and amazing you are and how far you've come. And you can see all the good in yourself that you're not seeing right now, that you're not seeing enough or often enough. We tend to see what's going wrong, what is missing, what could be better, how to improve. We see it, but we don't fully see the whole picture. So this is to see the whole picture, okay? And start telling yourself a different story and start focusing on something else because where your focus goes, energy will flow. So we need to start focusing on the love, on the abundance, on the greatness, the limitlessness of who we are, the infinite beings that we are, how beautiful and gracious life has been to us. Okay? And then you're going to start believing and seeing little by little. This will take practice, especially if 40 years of my life, I was really hard on myself. And it's only of late that I decided to change this. And in these things I have done and felt the experience of it, felt lighter. I feel more open. I'm receiving more in my business, in my life, in my daily experience, in my confidence, and how I'm choosing to experience life. And the way you choose to experience life and choose to show up as is what is going to be reflected and manifested into your life. And I keep seeing more and more evidence of that. And the more you love up on yourself and choose the higher frequencies and embody that within you, the faster things pick up in such a good way and more will flow into your life. Okay. So that's it for today on how to stop being your worst enemy and start being your number one cheerleader and supporter. I really hope this serves you. This is your call to join the Manifest group. The Manifest group is home for you. Powerful manifestors have created so much in your business, in your life, and you're ready to create more on a bigger, grander level with more ease, with more flow, with more fun. You've done so much already. This is not about learning a new way of being. This is just about becoming more of who you are, learning to be more of who you are, as crazy as that sounds. But we work in collaboration with our energies, with our gifts, with your bigger vision and what's in your energetic field. Because what you see, feel, imagine is already created on the energetic level. And now it's just about you becoming a clear portal to receiving that and manifesting it here on earth in the physical. So I'm your guide for that. We start in August and it's 2 times a month that we meet, plus Telegram support. Every session are live group coaching sessions. I come in with a potent, powerful message on manifestation, a training around manifestation, really quick, straight, to the point, raise your vibration, rewire who you are being to the core and expanding that out. And then there's an opportunity for hot seat coaching to receive extra support and guidance from me. I hope you will join us. This is a powerful group for 8 to 9 women. We'll drop the application below. This is application only, and I hope to see you there. Send you all love and light.